student and other faculty may join later on. We should start the program. Priti, are you there? Priti Jadhav?
Yeah.
Intellectual Property Day, 26th April. Intellectual property.
Ma'am, your voice is not clear. You are not audible, ma'am.
Are you able to hear me? Preeti, please listen. You are not at all audible.
Is it audible, ma'am? Ram?
सिग्नल प्रॉब्लेम होता है.
रेंज नहीं है, काहीच आवाज नाही येत आहे.
आता येतोय आवाज?
हाँ येतो पण थोडा तुटक येत आहे. क्लिअर पाहिजे. क्लिअर नाही अजून.
Good evening, everyone. Is I audible, everyone?
हाँ ठीक है.
हाँ yes okay.
Sorry for the disturbance. Today we are gathered here for the World Intellectual Property Day, 26th April 2022. Intellectual property is an idea, information, and the knowledge. Intellectual property is a knowledge and the output that results from the intellectual activity. In terms of the research, intellectual property can be the input, such as our ideas finding, or the study materials, or the outputs, such as the authorships and the inventions and the patents. So today's our topic is regarding the importance of intellectual property for the research. संत गाडगे बाबा अमरावती यूनिवर्सिटी अमरावती. Dr. Tushar Deshmukh sir, Registrar of Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University Amravati. Dr. V.M. Thakre sir, the head of the PG Department of Computer Science, Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University Amravati. Dr. Swati Sherikar ma'am, Director of Innovation Incubation Linkages of Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University Amravati and the convener of the today's program. Dr. Aniket Gade sir, the coordinator of the IPR cell, Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University Amravati, and our today's guest of honor, Ms. Ujjwal Jaipal Singh ma'am, examiner of the patents and the designs, Mumbai Patents Office, Department of Industrial and Internal Trades, Ministry of Commerce and the Industry, Government of India. Welcome all our faculties and the dear students. I would like to call Dr. Swati Sherikar ma'am to welcome and introduce our guest of honor, Ms. Ujjwal Jaipal Singh ma'am. Sherikar, over to you.
Thank you, Preeti. Good afternoon, everybody. NIPAM, National IP Awareness Mission of Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, Office of Controller Journal, Office of the Controller General of Patents, Designs and Trademarks, Government of India, along with Director, Innovation, Incubation and Linkages, Sant Gadge Research and Incubation Foundation Center of Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, welcome you all on this occasion of IPR Awareness Programme under NIPAM, on this occasion of World Intellectual Property Day. Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Dilip Malkhede sir, who is the constant source of inspiration to all of us. Today's invited speaker, Ms. Ujjwal Jaipal Singh, Examiner of Patent and Design, Mumbai Patent Office, Mumbai. Dr. V.M. Thakre, HOD, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, Amravati. Dr. Aniket Kagde, Coordinator, IPR Cell, all faculties, research scholars, and my dear student friends. It's a great opportunity to be the part of this particular program by organizing in this special drive of NIPAM. Let me introduce today's invited speaker, Ms. Ujjwal Jaipal Singh. She is the graduate from Delhi University in the chemistry. She has done her post-graduation from IIT Delhi. She has cleared NET, that is CSIR NET, consecutively in 2017 as well as in 2018. She has also cleared GATE with a valid score with the very good rank AIR, that is 97. She is a very bright student and accordingly she is doing the job in the patent office. So we are very happy to be here with us, Ms. Ujjwal Singh. Now I want to give certain brief about why we have organized this particular program and what is the role of this complete IPR in today's area in respect of the research, innovation, incubation, businesses, business plan, and the startup, along with the technology transfer. IPR is a significant tool in today's era. The risk of an innovation getting infringed without the knowledge of the inventor stands very high risk. With the increase in the importance of IP, instances of the IP crime have become the part and parcel of the digitized era, sometimes even leading to failure of businesses. Companies rely on adequate protection of their patent, trademark, and copyrights, while customers make use of IP to ensure that they purchase secure, assured goods. An IP asset is like any other physical property offering commercial benefits to businesses. In a web-based world, IP protection is much more relevant as it is comparatively simpler than ever to reproduce any specific template, logo, or functionality. Hence, strong IP laws gives protection to IP and contribute to the economy of the respective state. IPR is one of the sources of security for intangible properties which are still open to the public and which can be quickly replicated by anyone. In respect of the patent, patent is used to prohibit the use of selling by another party for a defined time period of original production. In brief, the complete authority awards the inventor the IP right after examination of its viability. Same way, the copyright and the trademark. The Ujjwal madam will throw the light on all these different aspects related to the IP. There are large number of benefits we will have through this IP and filing the patents, in which we can say the innovative idea which earns the profit. Idea have little to or no work in their own, but IP has the great untapped potential to turn innovations into the product and services which are commercially viable. The registering of copyright and patent will result in a constant stream of fees and increased income that will boost the overall market result. Encourage the ideas by securing them. There will still be the people who will attempt to duplicate a unique idea or concept or development for monetary benefit. It is therefore necessary to protect the IP properties from unlawful infringement from a third party. There are lot of different benefits we can list here, which are very much useful for the business growth also. In view of the above, it can be stated that the IP protection is indispensable and all countries must have strong laws for protecting intellectual property rights. It is high time for all nations to duly recognize the IP rights of their native individuals and companies. In order to improve the structure of IP laws in international trade and to ensure the long-term social and the economic development of the society, countries need to strike a perfect balance on how to secure the intellectual property right of individual or companies. These laws plays very important role in research, innovation, product design, and the startup. In all these particular process, the IIL plays very important role to provide complete I2E solution by means of different facilities and the support services. So without wasting any of the time, we have very eminent person and the expert for this particular domain, Miss Ujjwal Jaipal Singh, and she will enlighten us and throw light on various aspects of the IP related issues. So at the end, I would like to conclude expressing my hope that this session will help my students and the research scholar to file their patents and the copyrights with their innovative ideas, invention, products, and the procedure. And IIL is always there with you to assist you and to provide all sort of services. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Here with us, Miss Ujjwal Jaipal Singh, ma'am, to guide us and enlighten us on the topic of the importance of intellectual property rights in the academic research, innovations, and startup. Ujjwal, ma'am, it's over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all of you for having me today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Swati ma'am, for giving such a nice introduction of mine. Ma'am, it's my pleasure and honor to welcome Honorable Vice Chancellor sir, respective HOD sir, respective Director ma'am, the coordinators, faculty members, and all the research scholars who have joined this webinar today to invite on the Intellectual Property Awareness Program. So, as we all know, 26th April is celebrated as the World Intellectual Property Day, and I today feel blessed and honored to get this opportunity to speak on this prestigious platform regarding the importance and significance of intellectual property. Now, I want to begin with the theme of today's IP Day, World IP Day. Basically, the theme is intellectual property and youth, innovation for better future. Now, across the globe, young people are stepping up to innovations and challenges. Using their ideas, energies, they can convert their ideas to solve a particular problem. So if youth are motivated to consider problem as the opportunity so that they will innovate new solutions to the prevailing problems, then their ideas can be converted into innovations, and through protection we can further transform their ideas into assets. So let's begin with a few basic concepts of intellectual property, and Swati ma'am has very well explained the importance and significance of innovations and ideas for the development of a nation. Now we will discuss the basics of intellectual property. Basically, in today's program, we have five intellectual property that we'll discuss in detail, which are patents, designs, trademarks, geographical indications, and copyrights. So let's begin with the PPT. Is the PPT clear? Is the screen visible to you, ma'am? Hello? Is the screen visible, ma'am?
Yeah. Yes, madam.
Okay. So at the end of this presentation, we have a small quiz. So I want all the participants to be attentive during this webinar. Now, what is intellectual property? The first thing that comes into one's mind is intellectual property. So in Hindi, it means बौद्धिक संपदा, यानी बुद्धि से उत्पन्न संपदा. So basically, intellectual property means creative ideas and expression of human mind that have some commercial value. So before further discussing about the details of intellectual property, let's begin with the example of it. We all uses mobile phone. हम सब मोबाइल फोन यूज करते हैं. We all do video conferencing. ठीक है? Then we post our photos on social medias. We do chats on WhatsApps. Everybody uses this. But do anyone know how these things are happening? How can we send email? What is the idea behind that working of this process? So it is a human mind that is involved while going through the process. So when that idea is embedded into a device, so that idea along with the device, it is a property. So here in this case, the idea is considered as the property because it can be borrowed. The device that we are using, it can be borrowed, it can be sold, it can be licensed. So when any kind of idea is converted into a property, it is considered as intellectual property. Then, since it is coming out of a human brain, is the product of human intervention, it can be bought, it can be sold, can be licensed. And again, intellectual property is an asset. So we have different kind of intellectual properties, which are divided into two main categories. One is industrial property, which includes patents for inventions, then trademarks, then industrial designs, and then geographical indications. So these are industrial property. Now, what are industrial properties? Basically, those property which can be manufactured n number of times in the industries, they are considered as industrial property. So whenever your ideas is converted into an asset, right, and that asset, if it is capable of manufacturing n number of time in the industry, then it falls in the domain of industrial property. Another is copyright, and copyright covers the literary work. For example, we have poems, then novels, then films. Films are also protected by copyright. Now, there are some more rights that are related to copyrights, which include performers' right and broadcasting rights. So we can use, sometimes we can use these rights along with copyrights because these rights are similar to copyrights. Then these are five major intellectual property that we'll be covering today, which are patents, designs, trademarks, geographical indications, and copyright. Now, comes the concept of intellectual property rights. So intellectual property in Hindi it means बौद्धिक संपदा, यानी बुद्धि से उत्पन्न किसी विचार को जब हम एक संपदा का रूप दे देते हैं तो वो बौद्धिक संपदा कहलाता है. बट वी डू नीड सम राइट्स. कोई भी प्रॉपर्टी, जब आप कोई प्रॉपर्टी खरीदते हैं तो आपको उसको प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए कुछ अधिकार दिए जाते हैं. सो इन द सेम वे there are some rights which protect the intellectual property. So these rights are called intellectual property rights. Now intellectual property right is a collective term for intellectual property rights, which means the legal rights which results from intellectual activity in industrial, scientific, literary and artistic field. So if you are excelled or you have passion of writing poems of, or if you are an artist and you are working on something which you find that it must not be there in the public domain or it is new and unique, then you can actually register your work under the respective domains of intellectual property and get your ideas protected. And intellectual property rights ensures the protection of your ideas and innovations. Now comes the objective of intellectual property rights. Now, why are they so important? The first thing is they give statutory expression to the moral and economic right of the creator in their creations and the rights of the public in access to those creations. Now, what does it mean? Suppose you are writing a novel, a storybook. Now, if somebody copies your story and sell that story by your name and start earning from it, then it is not a fair case, right? So, in order to protect that infringer, what should you do? The first thing is you have to protect your idea, your novel, your story. Now, how do you do that? You can go and file your application under copyrights. So we know that the whenever you are creating some novel or any intellectual work, then it needs a lot of time and hard work and energy along with the resources. So a lot of time and money has been spent on that work. So as a creator or as the owner of that property, you need some rights that will protect those creations. So in the case of author, literary work, if somebody modifies your work without your permission, then it is against the morals of the author. In public, it will affect the morals of the author. So there should be some rights given to that author or the creator, which will ensure that his work should be secured. Now, second thing is these rights promote trading, fair trading, which would further contribute to the economic and social development of the country. Now, how do these contribute to the fair trading of the country? So we all know that most of the developed country, they are very much aware about the importance and significance of intellectual property. So even most of us know about the one of the pop called Michael Jackson. So later you will know he has protected his shoes. So even the common people over there, they know how they can protect their ideas or how they can get benefit from their innovative ideas or creativity. Now, these rights ensures the fair trading in the market. So why do we need intellectual property rights? So as I have told you earlier, whenever you are working, many of the participants over here, I think most of them are research scholars. So whenever you work on a project, जब भी आप कोई project करते हो, तो it needs some time, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, or maybe 4 years. And after working that much hard, you might get results or not. It is not sure that you will get results. So once you got the results, your project is successful, then there must be lot of resources consumed during that whole session of research. And again, it's your creativity. You are coming up with new processes and methods for that project. So you need some, whenever that project got successful, then you need some return कि आपने इतनी मेहनत की. So whenever you go and register your work under the specific intellectual property, then you will be awarded. So you will be financially awarded, and again it's a matter of pride for you. As the academic scholar, it's the matter of pride for you. You will be excelled in that field once you get your work registered under that specific domain. So basically, there are three most important parts or most important significance of intellectual property rights, which are protection. So once you get your work registered under intellectual property rights, then your work is protected. It means no one copies your work without your permission. Or if they have copied your work, then you can sue them in the court. How? Because once your work is protected, then there is a legal document that is given to you, and that legal document will serve as a proof against the infringer, and it helps him from further commercializing your work. Now second thing is it excludes other. Suppose you have launched vaccine registration, then you can exclude other from manufacturing that product. Third thing is you can commercialize and earn from your creations and innovations. So these are some important points that shows the list of significance of intellectual property. The first one is they avoid duplication of research. How do they avoid duplication of research? Now consider a very simple example. Since I belong to chemical field, so I can give a very simple example of mask, suppose, or a vaccine ले लो आप. जैसे अभी recently corona is prevailing situation. Now if somebody comes up with a vaccine or with a drug which is very much like 99% effective against treating corona, or once you get the vaccine done, then there are no chances that you will catch corona further. So if you have invented that vaccine and if somebody wants to duplicate your work, then that work can be avoided, that duplication can be avoided. Second thing is, once you get patent, suppose patent on your vaccine, then it is the indication of achievement for you. So there is a one famous show called Shark Tank. It was a reality show, so you must be aware of it. And they used that word that we have got our product patented and we have filed for this patent. So it means that getting patent meaning that their work can be considered as new and original, and it is a matter of achievement for them. Then you can claim royalty. How do you claim? Or you can get profit by putting your inventions into practice. So whenever you uses that vaccine, so these all are related. I am relating all these points with the example of vaccine. So when you are selling or marketing your vaccine, then of course you will get some profits out of it, the financial profits out of it. So whenever you make your ideas into practice, then you can earn from them. Then you can commercially exploit the inventions without the fear of imitating or copying, because your ideas has already been protected under the specific intellectual property right. Next is they prevent competitors from copying or imitating, then creating a corporate identity through trademarks. So if your vaccine got famous, then you will get famous by the logo or by the symbol that is there on your vaccine. For example, we have Bharat Biotech, then we have Sputnik. So these all are trademarks. So your product will get famous by those trademarks. And again, trademarks are intellectual property. So these are some benefits of getting your work registered under specific intellectual property. Right. Now let's begin with the first intellectual property, which is copyright. So we all, most of the time it is there in the news that that particular person has copyright issues against the song or against that movie. So it is something which is there most of the time in the news. One more thing is you will see this type of symbol, the symbol that is there in the screen, on third or fourth page of your notebooks or textbooks. It means that that particular work has been protected under copyrights. So basically, copyright is a legal term describing the rights given to the creator for their literary, artistic, musical, and
Madam, are you able to hear me?
yes, ma'am.
आपका slides
Yes, ma'am.
में change हो रहा है. Your slide, it is importance and significance. That is there on the screen.
Okay, ma'am. I'm sharing once again. Just let me know. Now,
Yeah, it is. Now, still we are not
which
able to
screen?
see the screen, but it is started sharing.
Just let me know if you are on the copyright protects rights slide or not.
We are not able to see your PPT message. It is only the sharing the screen.
Is it visible, ma'am?
No, madam, still not. The message is there only.
PPT
Has
on
started
Okay.
screen sharing.
slides
I
are
am
not
checking.
visible. Slides are not visible. Only message is coming. The sharing message.
Okay.
But slides are not
What
visible.
message is coming?
Started sharing.
Okay. So I have changed the screen. Now I have shifted to screen 2. Is it visible, ma'am, now?
No.
No, ma'am, still the only message is there.
So, ma'am, I think there is internet problem over there.
Range might not
What
be
you
there.
can do is, ma'am, I am sharing my PPT to you,
Okay, fine.
so that if it is possible from your side,
From my end,
you
I
can
will.
have the control on the PPT.
Okay. I will share my mail ID to you on
No, ma'am,
WhatsApp.
I am sharing your on the WhatsApp only.
Okay, fine.
Because on the email ID, it will take lot of time.
Okay, no issue.
I have shared, ma'am. Now is it visible?
No, ma'am. Only message is there.
PPTs are not
Again,
still visible. PPTs are not visible.
Ma'am, I have shared the PPT to you. It is due to the internet problem. Have you got the PPT, ma'am? You can share the screen from your side, and I will continue to talk on the topics.
मॅडम तुम्ही तुमच्याकडे मागवून घ्या.
एक बार फिर से मैं ट्राई करती हूँ, अगर शेयर कर पाती हूँ तो. अभी है विजिबल, मैम?
नहीं है, अभी भी नहीं.
Sir, I think there is network error over there. नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम्स की वजह से शायद नहीं हो पा रही है ये. मेरे इधर तो सर अभी ठीक चल रहा है नेट.
उज्जवल उज्जवल हेलो.
हाँ सर, बोलिए बोलिए.
क्या
बोलिए.
प्रॉब्लम नहीं, स्क्रीन आपका नहीं शो हो रहा है, जो पीपीटी वाला दिख नहीं रहा है.
सर आपको हो रहा है क्या?
नहीं हो रहा है ना.
अभी तो मैंने हटा दिया है. अभी देखिए.
नहीं आ रहा है.
यहाँ से तो मेरा हो रहा है, क्लियर दिख रहा है.
कहाँ से प्रॉब्लम, कहाँ से? उधर से हो रहा है या हमारे यहाँ से हो रहा है?
हमारे यहाँ से तो नहीं होना चाहिए सर, क्योंकि मेरे को कोई कनेक्टिविटी एरर दिख नहीं रहा है.
अच्छा, मुझे भी नहीं दिख रहा है. मीन्स वो आपका पीपीटी नहीं शो हो रहा है स्क्रीन पे.
एक बार मैं फिर से ट्राई करती हूँ. अभी तक तो हो रहा था ना सर? कहाँ तक आपको?
हाँ बिल्कुल वहां तक हो रहा था. उसके बाद में जब स्वाति मैडम ने बताया ना, उस समय से थोड़ा सा.
डाउनलोड नहीं हो रहा है वो पे.
I have shared my PPT with you, ma'am.
Yes, I have sent you, but it is not going. It is.
You can share that PPT, ma'am. If it is not visible to you, you can share the PPT. Have you received the PPT?
It is not downloading. Download नहीं हो रहा.
It means that there are some error, network issue over there.
हाँ, नेटवर्क इशू हो सकता है. नेटवर्क इशू हो.
Otherwise, मैम मेरे इधर से तो डबल टिक दिखा रहा है.
नेट का इशू है.
Can you ask the IT team? You can ask the IT team, ma'am. Should I continue, ma'am? खंदारे जी,
हाँ बोलिए।
सर एक काम करती हूँ, मैं आपको भेजती हूँ, आप एक बार ट्राई करो, अगर शेयर हो सके तो ये।
मुझे भी नहीं दिख रहा है ना यहाँ से। मैं
एक मिनट।
किसी को बुलाओ।
सर बुलाने की जरूरत नहीं है, यहाँ से मुझे नहीं लग रहा कोई प्रॉब्लम है। आई थिंक वहाँ पे इंटरनेट इश्यूज है।
हाँ इंटरनेट का इश्यू है, बराबर है, वही इंटरनेट इश्यू लग रहा
एक
है मुझे।
मिनट। Okay, ma'am, I am sharing this PPT to the mail that you have dropped in the chat box. Just give me some time. Hello, hello, ma'am. Are you over there? Hello.
Yes, but on
I
mail
have
ID
sent.
also, I am refreshing continuously, but I have not received.
Okay, ma'am, I am
The
dropping
internet
the
connection
PPT
is
on the mail.
unstable. I am receiving the message.
So my audio is clear now.
Yeah. Audio is clear.
Okay.
Text.
खंदारे सर,
हाँ मैम, आप
बुलाया आपने किसी को?
हाँ आप भेजिए भेजिए, मुझे बुलाया मैंने।
हाँ, मैं भेजती हूँ आपको, अगर वहां से शेयर हो सके तो आप कर दीजिएगा।
शेरेकर मैडम को शेयर करना है ना वहाँ उधर?
नहीं सर, माझ्या
उनको तो मैंने किया
होत
है।
नाही आहे.
ओके ओके ठीक है।
I'll give you another mail ID. She is sitting in the different lab. If there is good strength, she can share. I am sharing the mail ID of that faculty. Jaiswal करके.
Okay, ma'am. I have sent you the mail also, ma'am.
Okay, I'll tell you. Just one minute.
AMBIAAAIS.
शेयर कर दो, शेयर कर। हाँ दे, हाँ
Ma'am, I have sent the mail to you. Please check. Until then, I will continue to proceed with my PPT. I think it will consume a lot of time. I have asked Sanjay sir to share it. Meanwhile, if it is possible from their side. My audio is clear now?
Yeah, audio is clear. PPT it is also downloaded. Madam is sharing from her end. Now you can resume the thing. She is sharing
Yes,
her
I
PPT.
think.
Yeah. करो ठाकुर को पूछ लो।
So
हाँ, बस।
I am on the 15th slide of it.
Start केला ना तिने?
We are on the copyright. So basically, copyrights protects the rights that are the creation of human mind in the field of literature, music, art, and audiovisual work. And the owner of the copyright has right not only in the original work but also in creative work that is derived from original work. Now, a very good example is right now I am presenting this PPT to you. So there are different ways of expression. One person express it in different way, then another person express it in different way. So the way you are expressing your ideas, those are protected under copyright. Now consider the case of a novel. If a person want to modify a novel in future, then if he has protected his work under copyright, is the only person. Hello, hello, ma'am. Swati, ma'am.
Madam, please continue, ma'am.
Actually, ma'am, the screen is not visible even from Ambika's response side.
Today I am
what you
feeling
can
that
do is,
there is
ma'am,
a signal problem. Strength is
yes, ma'am.
very
What
poor.
you can do is, ma'am, can I suggest you one thing? I think since the participants number of participants is not more than 76, so you can close the online streaming on YouTube. Maybe it will resolve the problem because that also consumes some internet.
Okay. YouTube. Okay. I'll
You
check.
can, I mean, it can be possible.
Yeah, we can check the possibility also.
So you have my PPT, na ma'am? I think Ambika ma'am has got the PPT.
Yeah.
She's trying to share, but still at her end also.
Now, now what can be covered by copyright? Basically, there are 6 things that are protected under copyright. First is literary work. Second is films, dramatics, musical, artistic, and sound recording. So the filmographic works, those are protected under copyright. And in our next slide, we will discuss the further expansion of these fields. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इन लिटरेरी वर्क में आपके बुक्स आ जाते हैं, आपके नॉवेल्स आ जाते हैं, आपके क्वेश्चन पेपर्स आ जाते हैं, आपकी डिक्शनरीज आ जाती हैं, आपके प्रोग्राम्स आ जाते हैं, आपकी लैंग्वेजेस आ जाती हैं, लिरिक्स आ जाते हैं आपके किसी सॉन्ग के. सो ऑल दीज वर्क्स आर द डोमेन ऑफ लिटरेरी वर्क एंड लिटरेरी वर्क आर प्रोटेक्टेड अंडर कॉपीराइट्स. Then another thing, so if somebody comes and asks you where are the computer programs protected, then your answer should be that computer programs are protected under copyright. Okay, because programming is a language and language can be expressed, and the way you express your ideas are protected under